lost my job because of a thunderstorm. I was that person at JFK, knuckles white on my carry-on, refreshing the airline app like it owed me money, firing off desperate emails to a client and CCing my VP, trying to fix a weather delay with sheer force of anxiety. Security alarms were beeping, a baby was crying, and when the gate agent announced another delay, I snapped. I sent a paragraph that started with, "Per my last email," and ended with me promising things I couldn't control. The client replied, "Let's pause this partnership." My stomach dropped. That night, hunched over a paper towel in a bathroom stall, I whispered, "I can't do this anymore." That week, I learned a lesson that saved my sanity and my career. There's a line between what we control and what we don't, and I had bulldozed it. I'm Sarah, and if you're watching this, you're probably tired of carrying stuff that isn't yours. Deadlines that shift, algorithms that ghost, people's moods you try to manage. American hustle makes it feel like if we just grind harder, everything will bend. But most of our stress lives on the far side of the line we can't cross. Today, I want to tell you how I went from clenched jaw to clear mind and share the simple moves that helped me let go of what I can't control and finally level up. This is a motivational story and a life lesson I learned the hard way. Here's how bad it got. My team had a product launch. We'd prepped for months. The client booked a press hit for Tuesday in Austin. Sunday night, I'm packing and doom-scrolling flight updates. I've got Slack on my phone, my watch, my laptop. Triple anxiety. My boyfriend, Nate, tries to make me tea. I tell him the water's too hot and the mug is wrong. Who corrects someone's mug? Me, apparently. Monday morning, New York wakes up under a wall of gray. Ground stop at JFK, my app says. I feel it in my chest, like I swallowed a fist. The gate becomes church, courtroom, and casino all at once. I bargain with fate. I draft new plans. I escalate. When the airline finally boards us, lightning pops and we're off again. The client cancels the press hit. I spiral. I can still smell that airport coffee, bitter and stale. When the email hits, we'll revisit later. I thought my worth just got delayed indefinitely. The turning point wasn't a TED Talk. It was a Wednesday HR email. Leadership workshop. Attendance required. I rolled my eyes so hard, I saw my brain. But I went. The facilitator is this calm woman named Joy, of course. She grabs a marker and draws 3 columns on a whiteboard. Control, influence, accept. Write down everything stressing you out, she says. People start calling things out. Weather, boss's mood, video views, time. Joy nods. Now, where do they live? I stared at weather, client timeline, algorithm, all in accept, all the things I'd been wrestling like an alligator. Then she asked, "What actually sits in control?" I wrote, "My preparation, my boundaries, my responses, my breath, my attitude, my follow-ups, my sleep." It was embarrassingly small. It was also freeing. Joy said, "Influence is what you can nudge. Accept is what you can name and release. Control is tiny and powerful." It hit like truth does, quiet and undeniable. I'd been sprinting on a treadmill and calling it progress. That night, I tried something different. Instead of rage texting the airline, I pulled out a sticky note and made 3 lists. Control. Pack the night before, arrive early, have an offline plan, breathe. Influence. Ask for a virtual backup plan, communicate timelines clearly. Accept. weather, gate changes, delays. I felt my shoulders drop. The problem wasn't the storm, it was my belief that panic was productivity. Let me tell you what changed when I started living by those columns. Tip 1. Do a control audit every morning. 3 minutes, tops. I still do this before I open Slack. I fold a paper in thirds or use notes on my phone. At the top, control, influence, accept. I dump everything I'm worrying about into one of those. If it's in accept, I literally write release next to it. Sometimes I even say it out loud. Sounds cheesy. Works. Then I pick one thing from control and one from influence to act on in the next hour. One of my influence moves turned into a lifesaver. I sent clients Plan A, Plan B options before travel days. Suddenly, delays were detours, not disasters. Tip 2. Master the 90-second reset. Big feelings are waves. They usually peak and pass in about a minute and a half if you let them. When my watch buzzes with bad news, I don't fire off a reply anymore. I stand up, put one hand on my belly, one on my chest, and do 4-7-8 breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8, 4 rounds. I look for 5 things I can see, 4 I can feel, 3 I can hear, 2 I can smell, 1 I can taste. It's a nervous system reboot. After that, the email is just an email, not a judgment of my entire existence. Tip 3. If-then scripts for triggers. There are patterns to your panic. Map them. Mine. If the flight delays, then I message the team our backup plan and read for 20 minutes. If a client goes quiet, then I schedule a polite follow-up for 48 hours later and focus on improving the deck. If my boss's tone feels off, then I assume neutral intent and ask clarifying questions. You can design your future reactions in calm moments so you don't improvise in chaos. Tip 4. Set a worry window and a stop list. Worry expands to fill the day. I gave it a container, 6:30, 6:45 p.m. That's when I write down everything gnawing at me, and only then can I problem solve. The rest of the day, when worry shows up, I tell it, "See you at 6:30. It sounds silly. It's ridiculously effective. And the stop list. I wrote 3 things I was done doing: refreshing tracking numbers, rereading emails for tone, and checking Slack after 8 p.m. My sleep came back. My patience came back. My creativity came back. I also put my phone to charge across the room. That one move alone saved me from so much doom scrolling. The outcomes? Let me paint it. 2 months later, another launch. Same stakes. Weather does what weather does. We lose Plan A. Old me would have spiraled, burned bridges, and blamed myself. New me checks the columns. We shift to Plan B without drama. The client sends a great recovery note. My VP forwards it with a smile emoji. I actually taste my coffee. Nate and I stop fighting about nothing. I hold his hand in the grocery store again. My mom makes a sideways comment at dinner, and instead of controlling her, I control my response. I hear you, full stop. I start sleeping 7 hours. My skin stops declaring a state of emergency. It feels like cheating, but it's just boundaries. Here's the wild part. Letting go made me more effective. When I stopped wrestling the ocean, I started rowing the boat. I used that freed up energy on the things that compound: skills, relationships, health. And when wins came, a promotion, a podcast invite, they felt clean, not frantic. That's the quiet flex. Calm is a competitive advantage. A quick recap you can screenshot. Do a daily control audit. Control, influence, accept. Act on one from control and one from influence. Use the 90-second reset. 4 to 7, 8 breathing plus a quick 5 senses check. Write if-then scripts for your top 3 triggers. Set a worry window and a stop list. Guard your evenings. There's a universal tie-in here. Whether you're a parent in Carline, a founder courting investors, or a teacher waiting on district decisions, the equation doesn't change. Control your inputs. Influence what you can. Accept the rest. That's not surrender. That's strategy. If you want to build habits that stick around this, Atomic Habits helped me turn these into routines. I put a link below because tiny changes really do add up. 2 lines I keep on my lock screen. Control the controllables, release the rest. Anxiety is a to-do list for things outside your power. When the plane finally took off that ugly week, I didn't open my laptop. I watched the storm from above. The clouds were this wild quilt of gray and silver, and the sun poured through a break like a promise. I laughed out loud, quietly, to myself. The weather didn't change because I worried. My life changed because I stopped. If this hit you, share it with the friend who refreshes tracking numbers like it's a sport. Drop a comment with one thing you're letting go of this week. Smash like if you want more motivational story content and life lessons that actually help on Monday mornings. Subscribe for the next episode. I've got more real talk coming, and I want you in this with me. We're not here to control everything. We're here to grow through anything.